Hey guys, I hope everyone had a good trading week. We're going to go over the profits for the week. I'm going to add up the wins and then I'll add the losses. We had a DOM plus 127. We have DCTH 286. We have IMMU 205. We have DCTH 915. We have ITKG 644. And then our losses are AVEO minus 34. And we have DCTH minus 194. So we got nearly $2,000 on the week. I'm going to go over AVEO, which is my only play on Friday. I bought the pre-market highest breakout over here at 128. I got executed about 130, I believe. The stock went up to 136, and it got pretty stuck on the ask. So when it started coming back down, my risk was 130, and the reason why my risk was so tight, it's because all this long-term resistance, 128, at 130, at 139, at 150. So I had a lot of overhead resistance, and it was already up about 80% on the day. So I played it very safely. I thought it would break out a little more than that, so that's why I didn't take profits over here at 135 and just I could have taken like $300, but I thought it would break out because it was Friday, and I thought it would squeeze because a lot of the float was short, so that's why I bought the breakout. But I didn't like price action. I didn't like how stuffed it was on the ask, and I didn't like the long-term chart. I only played this just because there was nothing else moving, so I got bored and I wouldn't step away from my computer, and I found a play that, I mean, it wasn't too bad of a setup, but it didn't play out the way I wanted it to. I didn't expect much from it, so I'm glad I got out of the trade when I did. It ended up fading, hitting that wall 3 more times, and then fading all the way back down to now 123. So I protected myself from taking a pretty decent loss by just cutting out losses when I stick to my risk. The only other play that I was considering that I've talked about in my last video was OVAS. It had the dip I wanted it to have in the morning here. I said I'm not going to chase even though it's closing green on the day because there's a lot of long-term resistance on the 2s and in the 230s, and the volume wasn't too strong. This actually came down in the first 5 minutes all the way back down to 175 where the previous breakout was, and that acted as support twice. But I missed this dip here that I said I would buy in the morning if it happened, and then ended up happening, and then it went as high as 196 to retest the breakout. So that's the only reason I didn't buy this on Thursday, and that's why I don't like buying stocks that close without building its self-support into close that high, because I think people are going to take profits the next day, and that's what causes this kind of panic because of the overhead resistance. So my risk reward level is so much better buying this dips here into previous support. You could risk 1 to 2 cents, and you have an upside of 20 to 30 cents and a possible breakout. So that's how I protect myself from losses, buying near support levels, and having a very tight risk. I risk sometimes 2 cents, with all my reward being over 10, 20, 30 cents. I'm going to take the rest of the weekend to study some material and to also mentally prepare for the week. I think the majority of trading is easy. Knowing good risk reward setups, buying near support, selling into strength. I think all that is easy to learn. I think the only hard part of trading is the psychology of it. You can't let greed get you. You can't start ignoring technicals and volume fading and previous resistance levels of charts and expect to be right every time. If you don't start taking profits when you can, and you just ignore all the signs to get out of a sound trade, that's how you blow up an account. The hard part is it's executing all that you're learning and putting that into your trading. Sometimes I ignore all those things, and that's how I take losses. This week I protected myself on every single trade, and that was the only reason that I was profitable on the trades I did, as these all ended up coming down towards the end of the day. So I took profits when I had them. I didn't ignore the chart. I didn't ignore price action. I didn't ignore the volume. I stuck to my plan. I stuck to my risk, and that's why I had a good week. So I'm gonna mentally prepare to go into next week, study a lot, and try to look for good setups. I'm gonna try not to overtrade unless it's a very good setup, and I'm gonna stick to those plays. So I hope everyone studies this weekend and prepares themselves mentally to go into next week. So I'll see you guys in the chat room or in the next video. And guys, if you don't have Profitly, I'll leave a link below in the description um, for you to sign up. You could track your profits. You could verify them on E-Trade or whatever platform you had, and it'll import all your trades for you. And then you could write a little description of your trades just so you can keep track of what you're being successful at and when you're not being successful at, so you can adjust adequately and focus on setups that are clearly working for you. So I highly recommend getting Profitly. So again, I'll leave the link below. Tim has about 4,000, almost 5,000 video lessons now. So everyone should be taking advantage of that. And that's all with Penny Stock and Silver. So again, I'll leave the link below if you're interested, if you are not already on Penny Stock and Silver. Apart from tracking your trades and anyone else's trades, you could go to the chat room and there's lots of useful information, all the stocks that are currently moving, percent gainers, all the mods. Keep the chat room pretty good. Michael Goodell always announces top 5% pre-market gainers, and he's always helping out in the chat room with possible plays, replying to people and thoughts of any stocks that are moving. And it's very helpful to have someone like him in the chat room with so much experience and success in trading. Having his opinion in there helps a lot, at least for me, as well as Tim dropping by and saying, putting his 2 cents in a couple trades. So I think Profitly is a must-have, not just to keep track of your trades, but to be in the community of people that are being serious about trading, unlike lots of other chat rooms that I don't even want to mention, that are just a waste of time. This is where it's at. You get someone's journey all in video lessons. There's very good study material in all his videos, so I recommend watching all of them. That's where I study. I've only bought one DVD, which is Tim Grittani's Trading Tigers, which was amazing, and I recommend it for everybody. But apart from that, I'm just watching Tim's 5,000 videos every time I can. Apart from that, I just try to focus on having a good mentality when I trade and taking profits when I can and not being greedy on any place. And that's what's helping me grow my account, and that's what I recommend for everybody else. So I hope you guys have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys on Monday in the chat room or in the next video I post.